High concentrations of radioactive cesium have been found in plankton from the sea near the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant. Researchers from Tokyo University of Marine Science and Technology collected plankton in waters up to 60 kilometers from the coast of Iwaki City in July. They found 669 becquerels per kilogram of radioactive cesium in animal plankton from waters 3 kilometers offshore. They say a wide range of fish feed on animal plankton, so the contamination could accumulate in the food chain and have a more serious impact when it gets into relatively large fish.
The plankton were heavily contaminated because sea currents continuously carried contaminated water southward from the nuclear plant.
Professor Ishimaru, who's the research group's leader, says detailed studies are needed to determine how long the effect on marine life will continue.
They're some of the smallest animals in the world, but plankton's role not just in the ocean but the entire Earth ecosystem is much larger than we realise. That's according to research from scientists who have spent the last 4 years studying the creatures, and all from the decks of one boat called Tara. Romain Troublé is the executive director of the expedition.
So Tara Ocean is a joint project, public and private, public science and private money. The mission has been run on this vessel across many oceans. Over the 4 years of the program, the boat welcomed on board about 200 scientists from 45 countries, spending their time on board to sample the very microscopic life of the ocean, the plankton.
Plankton is known widely as the foodstuff of whales, but it can also use photosynthesis to make oxygen. That means the billions of microscopic creatures floating around in the ocean, many known as diatoms, are helping make our atmosphere. Chris Bowler is scientific coordinator of Tara Oceans.
Close to half of the oxygen generated by the oceans, we believe, comes directly from diatoms. So that basically means every 5th time that you breathe, you're breathing oxygen, which we can directly trace back to diatoms. So they're sort of as important as the tropical rainforests in terms of their global contribution.
The research into plankton's role on our planet also focused on pollution and how they're responding to man's effect on the ocean.
Since we really want to emphasize the role of the ocean in the climate machine, we believe that the ocean is also a main driver of the climate change, a main mitigator, in the way that the ocean and the life in the ocean is storing carbon dioxide, storing heat, and this machinery works because the ocean is in good health.
Countries across the world are gearing up for a climate conference in Paris in December. If this research continues to gather attention, plankton might be one thing on the table nobody expected to see.
Thousands of witnesses now, which can confirm that indeed they show activities which cannot be related to terrestrial.
Listen, I got something to tell you, and it's very important. There's a message I'm receiving from a distance. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's coming in from another world, to be passed on to everyone. Signals in the night sky from the stars will make me from the planets. Is there someone really out there trying to find us? must be something else in this life, in this life.
More than 20,000 people affected by the 2011 nuclear accident in Fukushima have set up an association. They're demanding an apology and full compensation from Tokyo Electric Power Company and the government. They include members of the 12 organizations suing the utility and the government, as well as people who had been acting individually. About 300 of them gathered on Sunday. They say the government is moving towards lifting evacuation orders and cutting compensation, while local residents worry about the ongoing decommissioning of the reactors. The rally adopted a declaration of organization. This says the group aims to win an apology and full compensation. The members also want to pursue the criminal responsibility of Tokyo Electric Power Company and the government. The group's joint representative says people have not been fully compensated for the suffering caused by the accident.
I believe we can make a big impact if we take action together.
Muto also said they want to make their voices bigger by getting organizations to connect with each other. Each participant raised a piece of paper with the words, "Hold hands." They also chanted, "We will not give up."
A strong earthquake hit Tokyo and surrounding areas on Monday afternoon. No injuries have been reported. The magnitude 5.5 quake struck Saitama Prefecture north of Tokyo. Its focus was 56 kilometers deep. It did not trigger a tsunami. Tremors were felt in a wide area of Japan's main island. The strongest jolt was recorded in Ibaraki Prefecture.
It felt like the world was wobbling. The shaking lasted for about a minute.
We were using oil and gas at my workplace, so everyone panicked.
The quake temporarily disrupted trains and other public transport in Tokyo and surrounding areas, but no major damage has been reported. Experts are calling for precaution against aftershocks.
Weaker tremors could occur within a week.
Officials say strong tremors could have loosened the ground in some places, possibly leading to falling rocks or landslides.
Thousands of witnesses now, which can confirm that indeed these are activities which cannot be related to terrestrial.
Listen, I got something to tell you, and it's very important. There's a message I'm receiving from a distance. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's coming in from another world, to be passed on to everyone. Signals in the night sky from the stars, or maybe from the
Tokyo Electric Power Company, or TEPCO, and leading Japanese trading house Mitsubishi Corporation have won a contract to build a major power plant in Qatar. This is the first overseas project TEPCO has successfully bid for since the 2011 nuclear disaster. The utility is the operator of the crippled Fukushima Daiichi. The two Japanese firms won a contract to build and run a thermal power station as well as a desalination facility. The total value of the project is $2.5 billion. The companies will take a combined 30% stake in a firm to be jointly launched with Qatari state-run enterprises. The joint venture plans to operate the plants for 25 years starting in 2017. TEPCO's initial share in the new company will be limited to 0.45%, but it's looking at raising that to 10% later this year. The nuclear accident dealt a heavy blow to TEPCO's bottom line. The utility wants to improve its finances by winning more projects overseas. The Middle East is one of the areas where it sees promising business opportunities.
Scientists in Japan now have powerful new tool at their disposal. They've upgraded Japan's Earth simulator supercomputer and say it will both improve weather forecasts and help them understand global warming. The supercomputer is 10 times faster than the previous version. It's now able to carry out over a quadrillion calculations per second. This is the third upgrade scientists have given the technology since developing it 13 years ago. A professor at Nagoya University used the computer to replicate the powerful cyclone that devastated the South Pacific island of Vanuatu. He said it can accurately show how a mega typhoon develops.
We want to predict the consequences of disasters with this highly reliable system.
A professor at the University of Tokyo also has plans for the technology. Masahide Kimoto wants to use it to study the impact of climate change. He hopes it will help governments develop better policies for global warming.